just like we do with a book. So we read from left to right, and so we're going to read our graph from left to right. If we are going from left to right, do I need to go down as I move to the right, or do I need to go up? That's how we determine whether it's going to be positive or negative. So since this one, as I'm moving to the right, it's going down, that's going to make it a negative slope. And you can put that in your own terms, but basically, if we decrease as we move to the right, it's going to have a negative slope. So for this one down here, as we move to the right, the graph gets higher and higher. So this will be a positive slope. And slope is just a way of describing how steep something is. So if we move to the right and it goes down, that's going to be negative. And if we go to the right and it goes up like you're climbing a mountain, that's going to be a positive slope. And we can say it increases as we move from the left to the right, just like when we're reading a book. So to find the slope between any two sets of points, we look at the first point, and we are going to see, okay, as I'm moving to the right, I have to go up first, and then I have to go over. So I'm always going from the left point to the right point. If I move from the left to the right point, I have to go up, and I go up by 1 and over by 1. To find the slope, we take the horizontal change divided by the, nope, I put that wrong, other way. The horizontal goes on the bottom, the vertical goes on the top. So the change in the vertical direction divided by the change in the horizontal direction. So here the slope, which is described with the letter M, is 1 divided by 1, which reduces to just 1. On this one, we can find another point by looking where it crosses in the corner of a box. So there's other points on here. We're going to start with the left point, which would be this one here. And as we move to the right, that means I have to go down and over. I go down by 1/2, 1, 1.5. So down means a negative, and I go over by 1. So the slope is equal to negative 1.5. And you can check to make sure, because as you move left to right, the graph is going down, so it needs to be a negative. And this one, wherever you see the line cross in the corner of a box, is another point. So here is our left point, and this one would be our right point. As I move from the left to the right, I have to go up and then over. I go up by 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. And I go over 1. Notice how down here my axis is only going by 1s, but here on the vertical axis we're going by 1/2s. So vertical goes on the top, horizontal goes on the bottom, which means my slope is 2.5. Starting at the left point, I have to go up by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Or vertical goes on top. And then I go over, which is a change of 1. So my slope is 16, because 16 divided by 1 is 16. For this one, starting at the left point and heading to the right point means I have to go down and then over. Down tells us we need a negative. Change in the vertical is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So down 10. and over 1. My slope for this one's going to be negative 10. In this one, we start with our left point and head to the right point. So I go down 5. Down is represented with the negative, and right 1. My slope is negative 5. In this one, starting from the left and moving to the right, we have to go up by 2. Up is a positive, and over 1. And remember, M is just the letter that we use to represent slope, and slope is a measurement of how steep a line is. Starting left, we go down and right. This time I went down 2, 1, 2, and right 1. So M has to equal negative 2. I move up and then over. Up 2, over 1. Reduce the fraction and you have a slope of positive 2. Starting from the left, heading towards the right. Have to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5. Up and then over. I went up a half, 1, 1 and a half. And over 1 or a half, and then 1. So my slope is 1.5. This one's the toughest one here, but if you pick any 2 points, you can look at, okay, how far did I go in the vertical direction? Did I have to go up or did I have to go down? And the answer is neither. So I didn't go up or down. So there was no change vertically, but I went right 3. And 0 divided by 3 is 0. So this one has a slope of 0. And that makes sense because slope is a measurement of how steep something is. So a flat line has 0 steepness. I don't know if that's actually how you would describe it, but it isn't steep at all. If you chose a different set of points, like maybe you chose these 2, well, you went up none, and you went right 1 space. 0 divided by 1 is still 0, so you get the same slope no matter which 2 points you use on this line.